everybody. Welcome. We are here. It's Libra 2023 Pluto Retro. Read. Okay, I guess that's okay. The lighting a little bit odd, but yeah. Change some things. That didn't change much. Anyhow, let's jump into it. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. This is okay, Libra. Now, I was meditating here. Let me just close some tabs so that it's not delayed and lagging the sound. Okay, now Pluto is okay. I'm just gonna jump straight into it. I'm getting here from your guides, dear Libra, that, and this can apply to any sign placement of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars. We all have Libra in our chart somewhere. Some of you have been suffering in silence with something, and I hate to say it like that, but I do see it, and I see that there's something that it's almost like you feel like, okay, it's like, yeah, Two of Swords. It's like you know what you feel, but it's like you can't raise the volume on that. And that could mean a number of things. We have the King of Wands. Some of you literally maybe, oh wow, yeah, the Death card. So I'm also getting that for some of you, this can be a cross-watcher message. So you could be dealing with a Libra, and what I was picking up on here as I was meditating before I turn, so I'm working with the energy. This is something that you kind of can pick up on about someone else, okay, in your environment around you. It's almost like one of those situations, yeah, maybe even someone has like kind of like turned their back to you, okay, they've turned away from you, but you can sort of read them, and it's like, oh, I almost get that you can feel that someone, for instance, really wants to connect to you, talk to you, get honest with you, but it's like you can also tell though that they're not, like, let's say, being entirely vulnerable with themselves, or yeah, obviously with you as well, but it's really I see you're able to sort of like, you're reading this person and you're sort of able to pick up on the nuances of maybe even their behavior. Now, some of you, this is someone who you are possibly quite close to, okay, it could be someone you're close to. Some of you, it's someone you haven't heard from in quite some time. So, but yeah, I just see kind of like, well, I cannot be the one though to save you from yourself, almost, is what I'm hearing, as a lasting sort of sentiment and message. It's like, I kind of know what you're going through, but I cannot take you out of that conversation. So some of you may be dealing with someone who, for instance, is also just causing issues with your relationship dynamic. And it's like, there's nothing you can do though, okay, about that is what again, I'm picking up on. And so maybe, that is sort of rubbing off on you. It's like what this person is moving through, possibly in silence, or what you are able to see, almost like from a more macro perspective. It's like you feel you just can't do anything about that. And then by way of that, it's like you feel that in some way you may also be suffering in so-called silence. So maybe you are in ghosting with someone. So it can be that, you decided that, okay, I'm not going to be the one though to so-called save the so-called relationship. That's clear. The so-called good in the relationship needs to be acknowledged by both. And in a way, I'm hearing where we're both wearing our heart on our sleeve. So maybe, for instance, like someone really is missing you badly, but again, like you cannot come forward and say it for them. For example, okay, we have the Lovers coming through. This is definitely a love situation, and the Nine of Swords. Okay, so you are definitely picking up on someone's energy here. This person may be acting, how do we know who this is? They're acting detached, aloof, okay? Like they don't want to possibly interact. They're kind of like avoiding you, okay? They could be ignoring you. Like you can just tell, it's like one of those situations, like you're just not being vulnerable, and I know it. And I know that there's something more to the story here, okay? I can feel that, and I can sense that. there is something brewing, okay, beneath the surface. And it's not just, let's say maybe this person just all of a sudden their behavior changed and they just kind of came out and said something about you. It's like you kind of know that there's more to that, okay, but that is just sort of possibly it's scaffolded by simplicity, and so it's not so simple though here like that. And so but though you're like, listen, I mean, I cannot do anything about it. It's like almost like someone here who knows something is going on, but it's just like they don't have the evidence even, okay. It's like, so I mean, it's a little bit though, I get the feeling like I'm not going to try, okay. It's like a giving up energy a little bit. It's like, well, I mean, I cannot do anything about this yet again is what I'm hearing. But I feel a lot of that is you just sort of seeing that this is possibly not, can we say worth it? Like, okay, it's like, let's just clear, let's back it up. Some of you have detached from this person. You're starting to realize like that person was just drama, okay. Like the more that I sort of still associate in whatever capacity, even if it is like I'm worried about them, yada yada, it's like it's wearing on me, and you're sage enough, wise enough to be able to introspect with yourself and feel how you feel, and let's clear and know yourself, okay, better than this person knows you as well. Maybe this is even a mentor, someone that you're working with, and it's like I just can't relate to you in that way anymore, okay. Maybe you have to pull yourself out of this to save yourself truly, even though would you have loved for this to have worked out? Yeah, but I mean, it just isn't going anywhere good for some of you is what I'm hearing. 10 of Cups, the Magician, and the 2 of Pentacles. I see you just leaving a stalemate as it is. Like, okay, it's a stalemate then. Yeah, some of you, someone just is trying to even wind you up and trigger you. And so you have to read beyond it. It's like, I feel. You're saying that's not worth it for me to step into and get myself involved in. So I'm going to just, yet again, I'm just going to step back and away and out. We have the Empress of the Apex. I was thinking, we must have an Empress here because only the Empress would sort of be able to hold her ground and be strong enough to ride this wave out, on her surfboard and to alert others that no, she's not taking anyone else on. Okay, so this is where you're completely sort of recognizing your power, okay, as well as an independent individual, as an independent person. Some of you, you're dealing with someone who is also extremely possessive and jealous, and I see that you have realized that the impact of this person is not good. Like maybe they were even someone, they were supposedly, it's like you're realizing I don't need all friends, people who want to be my friend, people who want to support me. Not everybody is going to be of assistance to me truly. Like I sometimes don't want impacts. I'm hearing influence from others. I want to be alone. I'm seeing Hello Kitty here. Interesting. So this is, I'm seeing the symbol of a scorpion. Like I'm seeing an actual scorpion, which makes me think of Scorpio. Yeah, I see you just sort of like, sometimes like nothing is better than just something. So this is where you're getting, interestingly, reminding me of the 2023 reading for you, Libra. That was a very heavy message that had come through. I remember that rundown for you. So I would recommend to possibly touch base again on that video, the 2023 yearly read. Is this theme right here. And I feel like this is the month, this is the time, at least now, Pluto's going retrograde in May officially, but we do have pre-shadow, right, that we've been moving through, but we really feel it once it does officially go retro. And then we have this stretch of time. It's relatively long paced. Pluto is a slower moving planet. And so we're going to be looking at until October until this storm rolls through and rides out. So it's a bit of time, but you probably have felt that this is almost like even just an ultimatum that your higher self is giving you at this point. It's like, I cannot take anyone else's karma on. It's something like that. And it's like, and I shouldn't have to feel guilty for that here like this. Okay, with the Empress of the Apex, many of you, it's like, you're realizing that life is good when you're in the light, okay, as well. And so maybe you have friends. This is exact, just verbatim, like that 2023 read energy is coming through right here. I'm really picking up on that here. So you have realized, what is a good influence, right? Let's give another example. It's like all my supporters, everyone who wants to support me, it's energy. And it could be even like in the form of whatever. I mean, maybe someone was like really like one of your most avid supporters, maybe financially, whatever it is, right? I'm seeing again Hello Kitty's face here. It's like venture capital, right? It's like, well, just because someone's willing to invest doesn't mean that that's the best thing for my company or for me, or So you're realizing that the energy associated with, I'm hearing something about an endowment fund, is not necessarily the thing that will make you feel okay, empowered as well is what I'm getting. That's worth something to you now with the Empress at the apex. It's like you've tasted that. You've tasted freedom. You've tasted independence, and you've tasted, you know, the flow, the free flow of how it is that you narrate your own story. And this is maybe someone who you were with, who you dated. Maybe you were with this person and you really, I feel, did try to make it work, but then you took time separation. I keep seeing Hello Kitty's face here. You took separation from this. You stepped away and then you came back, and it's just like, oh no, I don't recognize this person at all, even as someone that I would need to be with. Okay, so your priorities have changed, Libra, and it is a little awkward, like possibly maybe in some way. Well, it doesn't have to be. So maybe even you realize this person is a bit toxic in that sense. This could even be a former aspect of yourself. Maybe there's but anyways, let's clear the energy. Or former thought space, like, and I feel though that there is a social component here. Like, it's not just, let's say, you with you, it's also something else around you, or even something that you were investing in. It's like, oh no, I gotta get out of that space. Okay, so something has really become quite clear. The Magician is leading you into this conversation and out. There's some kind of really strong energy that you have to work with, and it's almost like a process of elimination energy. Is it the Sun? Yes. You just don't have time for bullshit. You know, it's like, it's simple. It's like, do I deal with this dude who's coming back? You know, maybe for some of you, someone returning wouldn't be a huge surprise, right? Pluto retro, very retro. It could just be simply, hey, I've been single and here comes someone. It's like, I feel like for some of you, you just have too much good karma come in for some of you, okay? Those of you who have really been doing a lot of self-love work, okay, getting to that Empress energy and really making sure that you're taking yourself there, right? Not feeling like that toxic Empress in reverse energy where we're depending on others to validate us in this space, and that we need them in a codependent way to still feel like the Empress, right? That's not the Empress. The Empress is still the Empress, even if the Emperor has, I'm hearing even deceased, okay, like God forbid, love and light, but the Empress is not because of the Emperor, right? So this is really important that, you know, you really solidify in the energy and you know that no one is defining you. And if you have been working towards that, then this is your crossroads where you now, you know, you share, okay, I'm hearing your fate with those who identify with you as a creator of it. And that means, yes, you're independent. So some people here, you know, you may realize, like, if you did take space away and then they do come back and you reconnect with that person over time, it's like, whoa, I just kind of see it clearly that you kind of inhibit, okay, the way that I'm able to connect with my inner Empress energy. And it's not about gender, right? So this is important as well to note. Everybody does have, let's go, whoa. Okay, so some of you here, there is a bit of a test here, and I do see a bit of a shadow energy here. You really have to keep clear even of this person, okay? Maybe even this person, you know, it's really up to you to be able to identify, like we're saying, the more that you've been working towards that Empress energy, healthy grounded Empress energy, you will really be able to very quickly identify this energy right here, because it just feels toxic and it feels foreign. And it's kind of like, you know, you were part of a certain social group and then you stop hanging out with them for a period of time and you come back and it's just like, yeah, maybe you go on a vacation, let's go, you meet other friends, whatever, and they're just a really healthy bunch and you have a different lifestyle for some time and then you come back and it's like, what are these people doing, you know, with their life? And maybe, you know, you feel that someone here is like, you realizing that was toxic. Maybe I didn't realize it back there, but like, this is just not. And so I see you just like, kind of, this is not life. I'm hearing that even maybe something, it's more than immature. I feel that it is like truly maybe even, you know, you're dealing with a number of people you don't believe what they're doing. Maybe you feel like they're quite bullyish even. They could be a bully. Maybe it's, I see like a cult group. Ooh, cult. Okay, so it could even be, you know, mirroring to a past life, like it could be a past life cult, but I'm seeing a serpent here. In this lifetime, it could be, you know, it's like, oh, the cool crowd. It's like, I don't like that. I don't like thinking like that. You know, maybe even, just you with you. So let's get a little further here. You with you. It's like maybe even, you know, like the back end of what's going into a certain company, and maybe you just, you're realizing that I don't want to just kind of avoid it. I just really want to pull myself out of that space entirely. So this is where you make cold cuts. 8 of Swords leading you out, okay? And the World leading you in. Yeah, this is something you feel is long overdue. You feel you needed to do this like a long time ago, but now it is that sort of fervence with which you make a clear distinction between, you know, what you do and what you just don't do. And maybe you felt at a certain point like something was acceptable in some shape or form, but then it's kind of like becoming really obvious. Now, you could be dealing with a Libra who has been going through this energy. And right now I'm getting that they could really be at that sort of, I'm hearing Flushing has been coming through. That's in New York. They're at this point where they can't go further. Okay. They realize they've had, they cannot run away from maybe this realization. For some of you, this person could be in a gang, whoever you're dealing with. It could be a cult. It could be a gang. There's just something that's toxic. Maybe you were trying to help make it obvious to this person that this was not a good influence for them in their life. And then you just detach and you dropped in. This person is realizing now, like with themselves, more honestly, more openly, that that's just not the way to show up. I'm hearing showdown. I'm hearing showing up on a Tuesday. Oh, that came through. What's going on? Okay, now let's get further. Yeah, but many of you, it's like, there were nostalgic energies, but that's just not enough. For some of you here, you're realizing you have some serious morals and standards and values outside of this, physical connection. And it's like maybe you realize that you were falling in love before you really were able to understand who this person was. That's for some of you. It's like the relationship was not really, or a true reflection point. It's like you were falling in love possibly with their looks, or there was maybe even love bombing energy in the very beginning of the connection, the very get-go. And I'm seeing candy cane here, and it's like you felt kind of almost, some of you, this is someone who you met during Mercury retrograde. Okay, and it's coming around, this clarity, this reconnecting to what really you fell in love with, something like that. It's like, wait, what do I love about this person? It could be an industry. Again, you guys take it as well. It could be a hobby even, So some of you are going to realize, like I see you just sort of clarifying, okay, it's an epiphany. It just clicks, like, that's not who I want to be, maybe even, okay? Maybe this is someone who you looked up to, and she's like, I don't look up to this person. Yeah, okay. 3 swords. We got the 4 swords. So this is, I feel, a number of people. It maybe is not just one, but several, and it could be even just something that is represented, okay, by a certain even group of people here. We have the Lovers here. This is pretty big. Like, I feel like this is something that will truly transform your everyday, your lifestyle, your in and out, your morning, your late night, Maybe it's even, literally used to talk a lot with someone, and then you just kind of just like, used to talk a lot with a number of people, and then about something very particular, and then you decide to just sort of, I'm hearing that's not fair. I almost get the feeling of someone who worked in a certain field, and then they're just like, I don't believe in this anymore. Okay, it could be something legal. I'm hearing something about gun laws. That's very specific. So, I just see that. This reminds me of that one Aquarius reading. I think it was a Jupiter retrograde reading. I think it was for Aquarius. I remember I was recording it here and I was facing this wall. Anyways, it was Sherry. I remember you commented in that live chat for that one read. It was like someone wanted a huge refund on all of the Cracker Jacks or something. They bought like boxes and boxes of some snack, and they wanted a refund on all of that. Yeah, cookies or crackers or something, chips or something like that. So I see you just kind of transforming, okay, like suddenly with the 9 of Swords, something that you used to love, you just kind of, it doesn't have that same feel to it. And I really do feel that this is a Neptune energy. You're kind of seeing that there was a bubble there, and that you were sort of falling in love, possibly even with an idea, but in practice it's like wasn't for you. Okay, it just wasn't. And given who you are now, so given also now what it is that you know about yourself, your true self, maybe you had time to separate from someone that you were always hanging out with. You could not, you needed time to decompress from what you were together. That's a very, very hard message there. I can understand sometimes we get really involved with someone and we even defend their shadow. So some of you have made it out, though, the other side of that connection as being the be-all end-all, okay, sort of determining factor for how it is that you feel as well about who that person actually really is. Some of you, maybe this person was committing crimes. There was something that I'm seeing a lamplight, and it's like you're starting to kind of prioritize how it is that person is able to communicate with you about possibly even who they really are. Maybe they are, for instance, not doing anything so-called wrong, but they are not able to sort of prove themselves right. Maybe for some of you, this person wants to be so-called a bad boy or a bad girl. There's just something there. And it's like, if you are stuck on that energy, maybe you both were at a certain point. I'm almost seeing like Bonnie and Clyde, like Bonnie starts to wake up. It's like, yo, Clyde, like, we got to get out of here. Yeah, this is the Matrix, bro. Something like that. It's like, metaphor with a metaphor. Yeah, many sort of metaphorical messages there. But for some of you, it's like, I see you just sort of like, there are nuances, levels, and layers. You and this person, okay, I'm to say as this person, like, you have realized that this is not life. I keep hearing that. So maybe you were very young when you once knew this person. I feel this is an omen. Like, I feel this is going to ultimately be relieving for you. Once Mercury and Pluto go direct, I see you just sort of like having this sense that a huge, like, sort of feeling of a burden has been lifted, because this to begin with was a burden, but we just never maybe saw it like that. And so it's a kind of like when you're wearing uncomfortable clothing, you know, when you first put it on, you're like, damn, that's uncomfortable, but you got used to it through the day. But then you realize it again once you get home and you take everything off, and you're just like, that wasn't my size, you know, that wasn't my style even, actually, if I really were to think about it. So anyways, I see you sort of reorienting your perspective around this lover's energy. You know, maybe it's, wow, did I call that a relationship back there? Was that seriously what I was, you know, finding attractive? You know, maybe even you're reading over old text messages with someone and it's like, that's not love, you know? Maybe, yeah, for some of you, you're just like, whoa, it's shocking. Now, some of you, this is not that this person is not necessarily for you, but that the way that this person was appearing and showing up was just not it. I'm almost even seeing like the couple in Greece, Sandy and, yeah, Travolta. Yeah, Matrix love, exactly, Andre. It's like, you know, are they not like, you know, kind of like a power couple? No, not necessarily, but it's like I see them sort of seeing each other like, okay, but that the way you were acting in the beginning of the movie was just not like the full the actual story. It's like you both had masks on. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. Yeah, heavy for some of you, and so you still maybe love this person, but like I see one person waking up. So that could be you, that could be them. Yeah, one person here specifically is sort of like just kind of drawing back, and they have another perspective, and so. But I see you just kind of detaching, and that is true love for self first, right? You're saying, wow, you know what? I was kind of loving this person's mask. Okay, back there, I was loving this person conditionally. And maybe you realize like some sacrifice needs to be made. But I just get, yeah, some of you, there is a cross shadow. Like I was kind of like letting myself love you in the matrix almost. And yeah, so some of you though, you've really woken up. Okay, you woken up and you pulled yourself out of there and you're no longer there. And you know, you're looking back at this person though, and it's like, okay, that doesn't mean that I don't love you. It just means that I have changed. So, and you have the right to change, Libra. So, and you're looking at the space for what it is. You know, you don't have to change. You can remain in the matrix. That's what I see you saying as you are observing this person from your new vantage point. I'm hearing it's no secret that I love you, but if it is secret to you that I will love you no matter what, then that needs to change. Okay, so let it be known, let it be heard, judgment coming through that I am free from that curse. Oh, so this is maybe even like you and this person. Maybe I see you guys. I'm going to give another example. You guys possibly loved in the dark, okay, together. Like you did not come out about something here. Some of you, this could even be gossip, chatter, something that was just you didn't feel proud of, and you knew it in the back of your heart space. Okay, it's like you loved this person possibly in the shadow. I hear it again like that. Like I see you wondering, why am I not being sort of brave about this? Maybe you decided, maybe you at first were like, well, we'll just have this maybe even secret relationship. Possibly you live in a country where, for instance, it could be same gender, and you're it could be a nuance of things. Okay, you know, you just weren't there was something that, you know, maybe there was something of a legal aspect here. Okay, yeah, so but this was a big factor. Okay, maybe some of you weren't, let's say, wanting to even get legally married. This is another example. Okay, some of you possibly, it's like you were maybe kind of going along with that though. Okay, and now I see you're just like, that's no. Why should we live in the shadow like that? Here, like this. For some of you, this can be a joint addiction that you have with someone. Okay, and I see you like have become really, really strong to pull out. And I do feel it's because of a certain period of separation that you've had from the space. I don't feel it was related. I feel like it was something else actually, but then you ended up seeing something else related to the space. I'm seeing, oh my God, that's so random. So called random. I'm hearing Mikey. Let's lower back, yeah. What's his name? Woody from Disney. Woody. It's like the little doll. He gets stuck on the truck when they're moving. Do you remember that movie? What's the movie? Is it called Woody? God, what's the name? Toy Story. Yeah, I'm seeing his face right there. So yeah, it's like you kind of have time apart. It's like right now I'm feeling like my back. It's like, whoa. It's so sore, but I'm just feeling it right now. So it can be that, yeah, you know, yeah. You're starting to kind of decompress, okay? And it may be that literally the separation was an omen for you, right? Like sometimes we don't realize we're just going and going and going and going, okay? Like the Energizer Bunny, and we yeah, and we're not happy. I'm hearing about that. Like maybe for some of you, this is even your industry, like your job, your work. You're doing so much. It's like I feel one of those moments where maybe you told yourself, "But I love this. I love this." It's like, but then when you have, let's say, a break, maybe your client says, "Oh, I don't need you this week," or whatever, right? Let's just say, and you take that break, and you're of that 1 week, and you're just like, "Damn, I needed that." Okay, and I see you just getting real with yourself, Libra, in some way. Okay, yeah. No more like fluff. Okay, no more of that for some of you is what I'm seeing as a big focus. Yeah, so maybe you even started to realize like, yeah, wow, that's not what I even wanted to do. I hear like that. So some of you may actually be making use of some kind of some sort of even program that is encouraging you to slow down. It can even be a rehabilitation program. So yeah, I just see that maybe even you're rehabilitating for one matter, but then it's sort of like there are a host of benefits from that. So it's like, whoa, it's like I was targeting my diet, but then I had some anxiety back there, and then that just kind of disappeared once I was targeting this, so there's some this sacred art of silence. Maybe some of you, it's literal, like you just literally took like a silence break. Yeah, maybe you had like a period of time where you just said, I'm gonna go silent, I'm not gonna talk to anybody, and that was having a lot of benefits for you. I hear like that. So it's like a detox. Yeah. So some of you, maybe you officially pursued, okay, even with a program. And I just see like silence for you, and that was kind of like all you needed. Even maybe, you were thinking, it's interesting because I feel like there is some, basically, you did get down to the root of it, so that's exciting, Libra. For some of let's go ahead and let's body. This was for some of you something with the physical body. You were feeling maybe some symptoms here and there, but always talk to a practitioner. Some of you were finding that you were overworked with something, even overtired, and it was impacting like the other aspects of your daily life. Maybe your actual work, your workaholic, and that was really, I'm seeing something about genes that was really impacting your private life, and it's like it was out of balance, Libra, is what I'm hearing. So as you were trying to cut corners, and it's like you should never have to feel that you are unhappy in what you're doing. I hear it like that. Okay. When it really comes down to it. And I feel like a lot of that is holding yourself accountable, right? For answering that question, honestly, am I truly happy? And many of you, let's back it up. Many of you, you're maybe even in an extremely competitive industry, and there's a lot of toxicity and negativity in that industry. And it's like you realize I'm sort of contributing and feeding this space, like, and it's like, why would I do that? Okay, so many of you have this sort of reflection. It's just honestly amazing, and I feel like it's going to be the service that you give to yourself. Number one, and then two, I feel that you carry that same principle out in let's clear it out. So finding the sacred on the root in the next few years of your work. Okay, so that's this is a huge pivot, huge. So what you experience here at this Pluto retro and Mercury retrograde is laying the foundation for the next, I'm hearing specifically 4 to 5 years. There's something here that you realize that, like I say again, will carry your work over, and it's like the fundamentalism. Okay, let's clear it down. Let's lower back. Yeah, down the back, lower back. I see a cigarette here. Some of you have really tackled, okay, possibly an addiction of yours as well. Something maybe, you caught it like right in the nick of time, so-called, like it was about to maybe get a bit, it was definitely time. So, but I just see like this uncanny, it's a serendipitous sort of overlap where maybe, for instance, like you took a break for something else, though. Okay, maybe for instance you went camping on some reserve space, and you're like, oh, I don't need to, well, I can't. I'm here for some of you, possibly even it was forbidden. Some of you, like, you couldn't smoke there or something. This is an example. Um, and it's like, because of that, okay, then you ended up not, doing maybe in some habit, it's like, oh, I'm traveling over here, they don't have the thing that I think I need over there. Maybe it's another country, it's another city. It could be something, just again, a nuance of your lifestyle, like, okay, soda pop, I'm not having soda pop, for a few days, I'm going camping, something like that. And then it's something awakens even in you. Okay. And so you realize that that was possibly even, kind of something that you were avoiding addressing. Okay. That you were, there's something that you realize that then you're able to correlate to that. So that's very interesting, Libra. I see this as like a true born, like, this is Scorpio. This is definitely like Scorpio unraveling. This is you with your subconscious. It could be even hypnotherapy. There's just something that, it could be therapy, different things. So you maybe realize that there was something that, now some of you, there could have been a situation where you were always like with someone, then you had separation from that person. You realize, I didn't want to speak about this because that person was there. That's also something that I'm hearing. So it may be that you're finally, like, you have time alone. And you realize that was something that you were influenced by. Okay, so it may not be this thing itself. I just keep getting that there is this feeling of, oh no, but I love like soda. But then it's like, when I'm not hanging around these people, then I'm not craving it. Wait, is it really that is it, maybe it's the whole energy together? Because when I'm not wanting to be with them, then when I'm not wanting to even do that with them, then I'm not wanting to do it. So there's something that you're just sort of coming down to, like, that was the culprit. That's what I'm hearing. Some of you, this is like a substance abuse situation. Some of you, this was really impacting your mental state. Okay, and some of you, this was like about to get real serious, and I see you again. You got down to it, so that's great. Again, some of you, this is like a subtle thing. I'm almost even getting for some of you like this energy of trying to keep up with the Joneses. Like, that was a pressure on your shoulders, and it's like, who's the Joneses? I don't need to be nobody to nobody. Okay, that's not my happiness. Okay, and maybe it's just a general, like, social media. Need to have followers. Need to have that. And that was becoming a whole hype session. Okay, for some of you, it was your morning, it was your night. I certainly know how this goes. Before I started the channel, I mean, social media, I'm sure we all at some point will have a moment with it, where we kind of let it run our reality to a point that's just unhealthy, where you're waking up for followers and you're going to bed at night. It could be really, really, truly just toxic. Okay. And we have to remember that social media is not life. Okay. It's a projected reality. And so, and many other things. And it can it's designed to be addictive. So that's where you really have to have your boundaries. And it is a business after all, right? So we're not, let's say, paying for social media, but it's definitely a gamble with your time. And so you can become addicted to social media. And it's important to know that some of you here, you really started to cut down on something. You realize, like, this is out of control. Okay, this is just getting out of control. And I don't know why I care so much about these people, something like that. I see you just kind of going back to the beginning. Okay, like the mouse like slows down on that wheel and is like, wait a second, like, what's each step mean? Something like that. So if something was quantity versus quality, if something was getting excessive, and that's about Scorpio shadow, right? Scorpio shadow. That's Scorpio shadow. Pluto can get really, really out of control because it won't let up. That could be a beautiful trait, right? But that can also be extremely detrimental if it's not something that is actually of use. So some of you, this is even a habit. You may be dealing with someone, okay, who you finally, someone here possibly was lying about something here, or something about plagiarism. I see someone, like, it could be even a student, possibly it is your child. I see somebody here was plagiarizing something. Maybe you caught them. It's like, okay, that's the culprit. That's what's going on. What's going on? What was going on? That was it. So some of you, maybe you have a talk with someone, you're able to actually communicate, possibly someone here even sort of vocalizes more about what is going on with the Ten of Swords. For some of you, this is someone here who possibly even is a close friend. Like, I couldn't understand like why you're behaving like that here, like this. Maybe someone here was, for instance, like lying about something that you did not understand. It's like, I don't understand why you would lie about that. I see someone like plagiarizing, not because they need to, but just like, it could even be like some kind of, yeah, there's just something strange. Okay, maybe even about someone's behavior. But yet again, this could be cross-watcher where you're like, I realize something is off, but I'm just not going to get involved. Okay, I'm not going to come running after you trying to, yeah, because it is a little bit possibly even of a test for you, like the Empress energy that we were talking about earlier. She's not running after nobody. Okay, trying to give them their karma, right? This is where you say, I got to stay in my lane. Okay, I'm here in my lane. I got to remember that. I'm always in my lane, but I could perceive that I'm in someone else's lane. Okay, it's like when you're driving on the highway, just because you see someone else, you know, you can get really consumed mentally, looking at someone else's car, looking at what they're doing in the car. You start thinking, you start hypothesizing. I'm hearing what's going on with the conversation, that person on the phone. What are they talking about? It's like, that is your mind taking you there, but you are always in your car, and you just because you're focused on that driver over there doesn't mean you're not in your car. So yeah, always in your own lane, taking yourself where you need to go. So this is just like distraction for some. Interesting. Wow. Yeah, it's very uncomfortable. Pluto is extremely uncomfortable. It'll pull you out of these situations where you maybe were getting a bit cozy for some time, and but it wasn't your answer. It's yeah. Shadow Pluto is where at times we're not in our power. We've let someone else write that answer down on the paper for us, and lo and behold, at the end of the day, it's like we have this moment with spirit, and it's reflection point. Okay, it's like, wait, whoa, was that really me who wrote that back there? Was that really like what I believed in? Yeah. So this is where you are possibly even out of the matrix, but then you're reflecting. You're sort of it's a sounding board moment with maybe who you were when you were in the matrix at a certain point, so-called, if that is the case, or you're dealing with someone here who you were involved with, maybe years ago, and then you come back in touch with that energy. Okay, now, and it's just like, it's like a high school reunion energy. Jade, no, please stay dull. Sorry guys, you're in training Jade still. So 8 of Cups, something about rubber. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, this is a lot here, but I do feel that there's so much positive coming from this, and it does feel kind of like awkward. I see maybe even like, it's one of those moments you were BFF with someone, and then you hang out with, yet again, like we're saying, again with them over years, months. I'm hearing something about a gallery, and it's like, that's just not my idol, maybe at a certain point you really thought that this person was like everything. Could have been your idol, and then you meet them and it's like, all right, I'm not so like hot about their hairline anymore. It's like, I just feel you've elevated so much, Libra, and so yeah, but it's like you hang out with them again, okay, and yeah, you may have to just kind of like get a little awkward, maybe you were talking every day, and then yet again you have that break, you come back, and it's like you kind of have to, they want to jump back into the same energy, you're like, okay, you got to cut it off, right? So it's like you got to kind of, you maybe realize like, I have to sort of admit this to myself and then that this is not for me. So, okay, let's get here a little further. I'm going to get here a card for each of the months, and then we're going to get into possibly members tonight. Thanks guys for your support on members. It does help and support this channel. Thank you guys for tuning in there as well. Yeah, feel free to comment like how this cycle has been for you. Pluto is heavy. Every time Pluto goes retro, oh boy. And it is, yeah, it's not to be messed with. And yeah, because you cannot hide from Pluto. Okay, some of you, this is someone who is also, you just realize like, yeah, maybe how sort of toxic shadow they were operating in. They could be in, sorry guys, my voice is giving out. How possibly they were in their shadow masculine energy. Okay, it could be someone here who you thought you really liked, but then you're like, I don't know if those are my same qualifications. Okay, yeah, for sort of attraction today. We have, so yeah, I see someone here like really wants to engage you with your energy. They want to sort of like be around you. Some of you here, you're really going to have to make a decision. Is this something I want to get back involved with? I do see someone in some situation coming back up. So it could be a test. Some of you, you know, like we're saying, it could be that you detox from one thing and then some other factor that was complementary to whatever that thing was that you separated from comes back in, and it's like, yeah, here's something about seafood. Yeah, so some of you, this is even a quality control thing. Some of you really felt very good moving outside of a space, and so the test is coming up to sort of bring to greater clarity just how good, okay, it is that you now feel having released whatever it is that you've released. So sometimes it's not just, let's say, the change we made, okay, that makes it real clear. I'm feeling really good, but that reflection point. Thank you guys for your support. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.